What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Gruesome Garage. While Matt is over here working on his never-ending project, I myself am going to be starting a new project. And that project is hiding over there. Got a 4.8 LS, and we're going to be throwing that in my Cherokee. I wanted to do the same turbo setup as my brother, but over here at the Gruesome Garage, especially since we're brothers, we don't like to be the same. So I want to do something different. We've had that 4.8 lying around for a little bit. So it needs to find a home, and I guess my Jeep is going to be the home. So let's go back to the Gruesome lair, and I'll lay out all my parts, and I'll show you what I ordered. For those of you who already don't know, or do know anyway, this right here is a 1989 Cherokee. It has the Renix with an AX15 manual, and I'd like to keep the manual. So let's go through a parts rundown of everything to turn this thing into a real monster, because this Renix is a dog. Here it is, guys. All of my parts. Mainly all of them. The only things I'm really missing are fuel hoses and stuff like that, like AN fittings, because I'm going to want to do that instead of use the barbaric barb system. And then I'm also missing the radiator and the headers, so to make it a lot easier to fit in my Jeep than to try to make your own. Those are coming from Novak, and they're back ordered, just like every Novak part. So let's go through a rundown. Like I said before, we're going to start off with engine stuff and then move over to adapter stuff to the transmission. These right here are really the main thing that started me off. I saw these. They're by Overkill by Design. And these things right here are LSXJ mounts. They're a lot nicer, in my opinion, than other companies' mounts. I really like the bushing instead of most other mounts are just like a single eye design. And these just seem stronger. I know there's going to be a little more vibration, but I have a manual and I have poly mounts now, and it's really not that bad. In the automatic, you really feel it, you know, at a traffic light or something when you're in drive. But with a manual, as long as you're in neutral, it's really not bad. Even in drive, you know, a little lug is, when you're lugging down low, it's pretty bad. But regular driving, it's really nice. From the motor mounts, we'll get to the actual motor. Here's a camshaft I acquired for free from a friend. It was in his friend's G860. He was not happy with the lope at idle, so he went to a much more aggressive cam. It was in a 6.0. This is the BTR stage 3 or stage 2 camshaft, and I'm very excited to try it out in a 4.8. Since we are on engine, we'll go to the intake manifold. This intake manifold is a Jegs intake manifold. The one on the truck motor is obviously plastic, and I hate the look of it. So I got this. This is the cheapest metal option. It looks like it's really good construction. The welds are really decent, and I'm very surprised for being a Jegs product, and I'm really happy with it. Even the fuel rails are nice. You can see hiding, there's some snake eater injectors. They're 800cc injectors. I just got them because I plan on going turbo down the road, and why not get injectors now, get a fuel pump now that can handle it. Head bolts, obviously. These are ARPs. Like I said, I need to take it apart anyway to do the cam. So might as well change the bolts, do ARPs for now. So if I do a turbo down the road, I have a little bit more happiness. Coming to the belt assembly of the motor, I got ICT billet stuff. Hopefully it'll move stuff around just good enough to be able to fit in the Jeep and be able to close the hood. Now, to start this motor, this is right here. This is from Advanced Adapters, and they specifically say you need a special starter with their adapters. Before we get to all the adapter and fun stuff, we're going to talk about this beautiful thing right here. the main brain of the system. I decided to go with the Holley Terminator X. Number one, my Jeep is an 89, so in New Jersey, I do not need inspection. So this doesn't have an OBD2 port, and it's not going to be necessary for me to get inspection with it. I can run this, even though on Holley's computer, on their box, it says right away, you know, this can't be used in anything newer than 1967, I think. But like I said, New Jersey's nice, and they don't inspect anything 95 and older. This Terminator is everything I really need to run the Jeep. The Chevy motor in the Jeep. And it's got this cute little computer for all my diagnostics. And another big reason that I chose this is because it's self-tuning. Another great reason is because I made a harness for my brother's 4.0, and it was not fun. So instead of using the stock computer out of the 4.8, out of my dad's van, I was delighted and surprised that Holley made something a lot, more inexpensive for the weekenders that comes with everything already plugs, everything basically to plug and play your 4.8, 6.0, whatever you decide, into your Jeep or whatever vehicle you want. I'm really impressed with the connectors from the wiring harness. They're real Delphi stuff, and they go together like a breeze. These little clips are really nice. Most of the time they're a bugger on most other clips, especially aftermarket ones. You know, if you have to repair something and you need a pigtail, 9 times out of 10, those wiring harnesses or those connectors are just garbage compared to the OEM ones. So now that we got mainly most of the motor stuff, let's go to the trans. Like I said before, I want to keep the AX15. A lot of people think that's a little ridiculous, but honestly, the more and more I talk to advanced adapters and Novak, they say it should be fine. And especially with a 4.8. My brother is running about 300 horsepower to the wheels in an AX15 on his Turbo 4.0, and it's doing absolutely fine. That trans has never let us down, and it's got 250,000 miles on it. So mine with 140 should be fine. So let's get to the main part of it. This right here is the Bellhousing adapter. It is also from Advanced Adapters. It comes in a kit with a bunch of other stuff to get you rolling and ready to go. Mainly, the most important thing about this is the clutch itself. You don't have to worry about setting up a clutch or doing anything. It even comes with an adapter to hook right up to your master. You can adjust it and everything. This was probably my most exciting part of the whole build so far, even though I haven't started, but the whole process so far, because, I've never gotten something like this before. I've never adapted anything before. Well, I've adapted things before, like axles, but never a motor. So, it brought me great excitement. Obviously, you're going to need a new flywheel. That's also from Advanced Adapters. And then I got a clutch kit from them. And obviously, it's gold. I had no idea it was gold on their website. It's like red or orange. And when it came in gold, I was like, man, they must know me or something. They must know I love my gold. One other thing I forgot to mention is this right here. Nothing special, but it's just a valley cover. It's a little prettier than the stock one, and it was pretty inexpensive. What do you think, guys? Think I got the right parts? Who knows? But I'm going to put them to the test and find out if I made the right decision. So guys, if you're interested in seeing all these parts come to fruition, then you guys should tune in next time.